26 Portage.
Beach Week at the Big A continues with the Brewers in town. Angels baseball's on ABTV, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Milwaukee comes in, second best record in baseball. The Halos trying to get things back on track here against Milwaukee. Tonight it is SpongeBob night here at Angel Stadium. These SpongeBob jerseys being handed out to fans here at the Big A coming into tonight's game. And we're excited to welcome you to Bikini Bottom in Anaheim tonight. I'm Trent Rush, joined alongside by Mark Gubiza. Gooby, looking pretty good here.
Trent, these are fantastic jerseys. These are the kind of jerseys you need after a tough series against the Astros, which you could have won all three, did not win. So Milwaukee in town, we need Patrick and SpongeBob to take us home.
I hope we get the SpongeBob spirit tonight, not the Squidward spirit tonight. We got to see that. I'll tell you this, though. Everybody talking about the trade deadline this time of year. One guy that you know is going to be around is Mike Trout. I had a chance to talk with him a couple of days ago. One thing he told me, Gooby, every time somebody tells him, hey, you got to go look somewhere else, get out of Anaheim, he says, you know what, that makes me want to win here that much more. And for the Angels, Mike Trout's done his thing coming off the injury.
Yeah, I mean, really, when you think about it, his last 14 games, Trent, he's hit the ball really, really well. And Mike Trout's all about this club in this city winning baseball games and turning this around. When you look at those numbers, the last 14 games, 320 batting average, 4 doubles. He got OPS over 800 again. I mean, there's Mike Trout doing Mike Trout things. Had a 4-hit game just a few days ago in San Francisco. He just does things extremely well, and he plays the game the right way. And he's also done a lot of damage against Milwaukee in 14 games. That's a theme so far, 14 games, 400 batting average with 4 home runs and an OPS just under 1,200, slugging well over 700 against Milwaukee, a team that's always had really good pitching, too.
And they have really good pitching again this year as well. One thing I'm trying to figure out, Gooby, talking about the offense for the Brewers. This is a team that is 30th in home runs, yet they're 5th in runs scored. How are they doing it?
Trent, a lot of contact. They put a lot of pressure on the defense with stolen bases, but above all, they're on base all the time. They work counts, they work walks, they get base hits, they put a lot of pressure on you. Every single at bat, you're going to have to throw quite a few pitches. At 337 on base percentage, 3rd best in all of Major League Baseball. So a lot of contact. They use the whole field. They go the other way. They go right back up the middle. But the thing for me that really makes them so impressive and so difficult is their ability to steal bases. 107 stolen bases, 5th most. So you add the stolen base, that means guys in scoring position, 2nd or 3rd base, and then you're making contact like that. That means, Trent, they're going to score a lot of runs.
And we'll see how it goes tonight. Ryan Johnson getting the start for the Angels in this matchup against a team that you know as a squad, they pitch extremely well, the Milwaukee Brewers do. You see 2nd best ERA in baseball. Now, it certainly helps to have Jacob Mizorowski. He's scheduled to pitch later on in this series. But going back to Ryan Johnson for a moment, getting the nod for the Halos. Last time he was here, went 5 innings of 1-run baseball against the Tigers.
And the big thing for him is avoiding the middle part of the plate. He's just got to hit the corners with his cutter, and if he does that, he should be okay. Incredible numbers when he's pitching from the full windup as compared to in that stretch position. Like we talk about this Milwaukee club, when they're on base, they're going to try to steal, and they make a lot of contact. How you avoid that? Getting those quick outs and avoiding being in that stretch position. He has not allowed a stolen base even attempted against him this year, so hopefully he has that splitter. A lot of lefties in this lineup for Milwaukee. Hopefully he has that splitter working too.
Left-hander Shane Joan oppose him tonight. Looking forward to seeing that matchup here at the Big A. Ryan Johnson getting the start. Beach Week continues with the Brew Crew here at the Big A. We'll have the starters and first pitch on the way right after this. All right. Angels baseball at the Big A is brought to you by Pechanga Resort Casino. We're excited for some Angels baseball here. SpongeBob night at the Big A. It's the Angels and the Milwaukee Brewers. He's Mark Gubiza. I'm Trent Rush. Erica Weston, our resident Sandy, will be joining us in just a little bit as Ryan Johnson gets set to face a very good team in Milwaukee. We know he pitched well last time he was here, but for Ryan Johnson, we see the numbers. You just want to see some more progress from the young starter tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just use that cutter effectively
especially in his splitter. Just show his fastball enough. He doesn't throw his fastball a lot, but he's going to have to show it, maybe run it upstairs every once in a while. But just be the guy we know he can be, especially when he works ahead of the count. And my go-to is for him to be successful tonight against a very good Brewers team. Is move that cutter inside and outside. He's got a punch out with that, but 19 of them. But gets swings over the top of his splitter. A lot of lefties in this lineup, a 34.6% whiff percentage with 9 punch outs.
You see Ryan Johnson getting set to face one of the better lineups in Major League Baseball. Top 5 scoring team, and a lot of local talent and a lot of young talent in this lineup, starting with Bryce Terang at the top, Southern California guy. We know Jackson Churio, Christian Yelich is from Southern California, Jake Bowers, Garrett Mitchell, and a lot of the top prospects. Luis Lara is one of the top 50 prospects in the organization, or in all of baseball, I should say. Cooper Pratt in their top 100 as well. These guys are already, while prospects, making an impact at the major league level.
And Pat Murphy's the guy that gets the most out of all those young players, too. He lets them have fun, but also makes them go out and perform at the highest level. Every play they make, every time running down the line, they're going as hard as possible. They want to put a lot of pressure on an opponent's defense. And the defense, speaking of the defense, you got Travis d'Arnaud back in the lineup. You know how good he is defensively, how he works with a young pitching staff. He's got a young pitcher out there today with Ryan Johnson. So good to have Travis d'Arnaud back already behind the plate. And in the infield there, you got Guzman, Neto, Grissom, and Shanu. A first start since May 6th for Travis d'Arnaud. Yes.
It has been a minute since d'Arnaud has been on the field for the Angels, but hoping to help a young 23-year-old starting pitcher tonight in Ryan Johnson. We're just about ready for the first pitch of tonight's game. And here it comes from Ryan Johnson to Bryce Terang, and the first pitch misses up and away. Brewers come in a game and a half back the Dodgers for the best record in the National League and in all of baseball as Johnson delivers a strike.
That's a good splitter, too. There's a change of speed on that pitch. As an infielder, boy, you got to be ready to make the plays because they're going to make contact. And also as an outfielder, you can't just kind of glide in to get the baseball. You got to get there quickly. They will always try to stretch it out. They're at the tops as far as doubles in the National League.
Milwaukee really is kind of a throwback team, the way they play. Contact, aggressive base running, good defense, good pitching. And even without the power, Pat Murphy's team is managed to be a perennial winner. Last 2 years, Murphy's been the manager of the year in the National League, and that's a leadoff walk to Terang.
And they're a team that mentioned, when we talk about that on-base percentage, they will walk a lot. They will not help you out at the plate. As long as you show that you can throw strikes, they will go along with you and chase a little bit. Until you do that, though, they will be patient.
Said Angels hoping to catch Milwaukee at the right time, as good as they've been. 4-4 in the last 8 games. They did just drop 2 out of 3 in San Francisco earlier this week. That one gets away from d'Arnaud, and it was overthrown, and that's going to allow Terang to scoot over to second.
And the big thing, too, especially for Travis behind the plate, it's been a while, so you got to be able to react to some of these pitches, and that was well off the plate, that cutter overthrown.
So all of a sudden already a runner in scoring position after the wild pitch.
And the way we talked about it in the opening, the way the Brewers pitch, can't give away runs, and so far you've had a walk and a wild pitch.
Jackson Churio cuts through that 1-0, so now it's 1-1. 199 runs batted in his career for Churio.
Now he's the cornerstone for this club going forward, and dynamic young player. He's getting healthy now.
Just 22 years old. Churio pops it up, foul territory, left side. That's Denzer Guzman over there in top number 1.
That's a big out, too, with no advancement of the base runner, something they don't do all that often. You see Churio going back to the dugout, upset a little bit, but he's just trying to tell him what he saw at the plate there, too. Especially with that, sweeper there. He saw a cutter.
For all of the young talent in this Brewers lineup, here comes the old veteran, Christian Yelich, 34 years old. takes the first pitch.
Boy, a couple years ago, he had a lot of baseballs on the ground. And all of a sudden last year was starting to drive the ball with some power again, and a former MVP.
What a resurgence it's been for Christian Yelich, who a few years ago you looked like you were seeing pretty steep decline, but he found a way to climb back and continues to be not just relevant, but a key piece to one of the best teams in baseball. May not see the MVP numbers anymore for Yelich, but he's an important factor for this club. This one is skied back behind home plate. Oh no, he's going to run out of room. It's a foul ball.
Good spot there, that cutter. That's why with all these lefties, that cutter is even more so a pitch that he really has to be able to get in off the plate. Started on the inside corner, make it look like a strike. And then once they commit to swinging it, it's right on that handle of the bat.
So now 2 strikes on Christian Yelich, who's been good with runners in scoring position. Let's hit that one away. In 2018 and 2019, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better player in the National League, maybe all of baseball with one exception, the Angels center fielder, and Mike Trout at that time. 2-2.
See how patient they are, Trent? They don't go after pitches out of the zone. If he can show at some point here soon that he can throw a splitter for a strike, he will start getting those swings off the plate, but until he does so, it's going to be a tough task.
And now the count is full.
It looked like it almost sounded like a foul tip.
Yeah, that's strike 3. Yelich caught in between, and the indecisiveness leads to a big strikeout.
A cutter again.
He was trying to check his swing. He was also trying to decide if he'd want to challenge there, but he definitely went around.
Big strikeout, but a lot of work to do. You cannot let down now, especially for Contreras, how well he's hit the ball this year.
First pitch inside. Ryan Johnson trying to get out of a jam where he's had a runner in scoring position with nobody out, has gotten the last 2, now facing William Contreras.
Well, we saw what his brother did here just a few weeks ago here at the big game when he's with Boston coming in town. That's getting away with a sweeper there. But sometimes you get away with it. Every once in a while you will, but don't do that one again.
That's a fool me once kind of situation. Comes Johnson's 1-1. Overthrown. It's interesting, you look at the pitch mix for Ryan Johnson this year. Everything has pretty much been hit except for that splitter. And you alluded to this a moment ago. Just do what you can to get into splitter counts.
Yeah.
2-1. That's ball 3.
Well, you can see that they're not going. You're going to have to get them at this point out in the strike zone. And as a hitter, that's your goal, is to bring pitches in the strike zone. You've got that sweeper in the inside part of the plate again. It's one of those ones you as a hitter, especially from a right-handed batter from a right-handed pitch, you're reading spin. You're expecting that slider to go away, and it kind of stayed on the inner half of the plate. That was not necessarily by design, but sometimes you'll freeze a hitter like that. Now I think you have a shot. If you want to go to sweeper or cutter off the plate, you might get a chase now.
Well, he's got back to a full count. It's 3-2. Here comes the Contreras as Johnson steps off. William Contreras, 57 runs batted in this year. Just a solid producer as the backstop for the Brew Crew. 3-2 is lifting into left field. There's Siri going back for it. Takes a drift over towards the foul line. Now settling back underneath. And there is the final out in the inning. So a runner at second, nobody out. Johnson gets out of the jam. Hey. take a look at today's Angels lineup. That is brought to you by Cadillac Laguna Niguel. Zach Neto there at the top with Mike Trout right behind him. Nolan Shotwell over at first. Then it's Jorge Soler. Von Grissom has been on a tear. He's at second. After that, Joe Adell, Denzel Guzman. Welcome back, Travis d'Arnaud. And we just saw Jose Siri make the catch at the third out in the top of the first inning. He's in left field for the Angels tonight. Meanwhile, on the mound, Shane Drowan.
Yeah, Drowan fastball, 92-97. He'll throw a slider, curveball, a cutter himself, my go-tos. To have success against him here today, what you got to do as far as your approach at the plate is lift that sinker for success. A 370 batting average over almost 590 slugging on that, but also bring that slider in the zone. It's a devastating swing and miss pitch when he gets chases at 37% whiff percentage with 29 punches.
Drowan's coming off his worst start of the year. A 27-year-old rookie, former fifth-round pick of the Red Sox back in 2020. Neto falls behind early, 0-2. Gave up 5 earned in 6 innings against the Rockies.
Tell you what, that four-seam fastball, when he throws it, it's pretty sneaky. Now, the sinker's been hit a little bit, but the four-seam fastball he throws has been very effective. You see how quick that got on you. The 96.
And Neto called out on strikes as he goes down looking to start off the ball game.
And the defense behind him today, and it's a solid defense all the way around. When you think about Turang at second base, 14 defensive runs saved. That's 14 won a Gold Glove in 2024. He's on his way to another one this year. He is an outstanding defender. All around, this whole team for the Brewers is solid, but Turang really sets the tone. I mean, 14 defensive runs saved at second base. It's off the charts.
Got the Platinum Glove that year. MVP votes a season ago, and he's been even better offensively this year than last has been Turang, as Mike Trout is ahead, 2 balls, no strikes.
Should be a pitch now for Trout just to look to see if he can lift.
Trout just 1 home run since his return, but is continuing to put up outstanding on-base numbers. Walking at a very high clip, getting a lot of hits. Taking goes to 3-1.
Should get a very similar pitch, you would think here.
Throwing delivers as Trout goes the other way with it, sends it to right field. That ball drifting towards the warning track, and it's caught for out number 2.
Good swing though for Trout. Just missed that one. Had a 38-degree launch angle. Well, when you take a look at this pitch arsenal, take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. We mentioned that four-seam fastball. It's been pretty good. The sinker has been hit. Sliders devastating, curveball, cutter, occasional changeup. That four-seamer has been unreal. 128 batting average. If you're going to have success, you got to try to drive that sinker as much as possible. It does give up some home runs on occasion, but mainly for the right-handed batters, all 6.
Shotwell takes a look at 96. That's a little above the average for Drowan. Get him into situations, you're right, Gooby. That sinker has been a pitch that opposing teams have hit hard. And Drowan, who is a new addition to this Brewers rotation that's been pretty banged up this year. It has been very good for Milwaukee since being added to their starting staff. This is a ground ball hit over to Turang. Turang scoops it up, makes the toss to Bowers, and just like that, a 1-2-3 inning in the first. No score after 1 here at the Big End.
Congratulations to Luke Murphy, you see down there in the Angels bullpen getting promoted from AA Rocket City, with the absence left by Chase Silseth being dealt to the Texas Rangers the other day. He was part of that all-pitcher draft for the Angels back in 2021, spent most of the 5 seasons down in AA Rocket City. It's been a good year for him, 2-1, .71 ERA in 34 games with AA this year. 18 saves, lead all of minor league baseball, but it's been quite a journey for him to get here. When he got the call the other day, he called it the greatest day of his life. They called him into the office to give him the news. He said he started bawling after they told him the news. Again, it's not been easy. His 23 games with Salt Lake last year, they were pretty tough. He said he had a lot of self-reflection last year, changed his pitch mix a bunch, so having a bigger arsenal has been helpful for him. He said it was definitely a learning experience with some tough times. He had to grow as a person, as a player. But, guys, he said, I think that's the best thing that ever happened to me. Now he's here in the show.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him a number of times even in spring training. And you can see that the confidence level is just rising for him. Even as he walks around, it must be an incredible feeling for him just to walk around in that clubhouse, in that dugout with his teammates. What he has done this season is, and those numbers are remarkable, what he's been able to do.
To be 26 years old as a rookie in Major League Baseball, to be at 3A, struggle, and then go the other direction, down to AA, you have to wonder, okay, is the big league dream ever going to happen? And he gets the opportunity now, and you're right. The numbers outstanding. On top of that, I think there's something too. The 18 saves and 20 chances, clearly a guy that knows how to handle the ninth inning.
And that's not easy. We know that. There's a lot of pressure on you in that part of the game. That's there's so many incredible stories in baseball just like that. Just because you lived that, you've been playing it since you were a kid, it's your dream. Just don't give up on your dreams out there, kids. If you love the game of baseball, girls, you love your game of softball, just don't give up on those dreams.
Garrett Mitchell sends one into right field. So that's a couple of Orange County products, by the way, back-to-back in Bowers and Mitchell that have singled to start off the second inning.
That ball was hit 111 miles per hour off the bat. Even you go back to the last half inning, Shawnwell hit one 106. That's that fastball, the sinker stayed upstairs. Very hittable flat sinker. You want that sinker running down and away. This is when the Brewers are extremely difficult to deal with now in this spot.
Johnson was able to get out of a jam with the runner at second, nobody out in the first. Now he's got 2 on, nobody out, facing one of the top prospects in baseball, Luis Lara. He drops a bunt. It's foul. That's the first time tonight we've seen Ryan Johnson be able to get ahead in a count. First 6 batters, he had fallen behind on the first pitch to all of them. That much tougher for when you're trying to work from behind.
26 sacrifice bunts this year. It's right up at the top. In the National League, one of the many things they do well. And as far as the struggles for Ryan Johnson, with the bases empty as compared to with runners on, that's where he's got to really make some improvement, make some quality pitches like that one.
Corners were way in, respecting the bunt. Now it's 0-2.
That was a perfect spot. Especially with a cutter as a hitter, left-handed batter, you're kind of thinking it's going to work your way inside, but it stayed right to that outer half.
So he's got Lara 0-2. With 2 on and nobody out in a scoreless game. Lara, tap foul.
He's a very difficult guy to double up.
We saw the numbers a moment ago. Johnson from the stretch versus the windup has been a completely different pitcher. Trying to reset that here.
Or when you look up there, he's already at, now the next pitch will be number 30 already. No outs here in the second. You can see this Milwaukee team really works you in the batter's box.
And 30 pitches of grind for Johnson. Lara's making him work in this at-bat.
I remember all the days back a number of years ago, facing Milwaukee when they were in the American League. And they had a lot of hitters just like that. The Robin Youns, the Jim Ganners, Paul Molitor's, Cecil Cooper, Ben Ogilvy, all those guys, they made a lot of contact. They were always a difficult task for any pitcher. They've always been a good offense. Good pitch there.
And that's called third strike, and Laura's going to challenge.
See if that got the upper part of the strike zone, and I think it did.
Challenge, they call it a strike.
So here our ABS review powered by T-Mobile. And that is strike three. So Laura goes down looking.
It's amazing sometimes how hitters react to pitches where they expect a pitch to do something different. That's a splitter. You expect that to work down. It didn't. It stayed up, so he thought it was out of the strike zone. It's a big out. And some pretty good speed on the bases. Ryan Johnson's really quick to the plate, though. He barely moves at all, and baseball is coming out of his hand. It's that quick. He has not allowed a stolen base attempt against him, and he's had some traffic.
Trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat for a second straight inning. Though this time against the bottom of this Brewers lineup. Ball and a strike. Hamilton 242 on the year. 3 homers, 15 RBIs. With a speedy runner.
The double play would be difficult to turn against.
1-1. Just outside. That was that splitter, his best pitch. Mentioned tough to double up. Hamilton has 20 stolen bases already this year, had 22 a season ago. 2024 he had 33, so he's going the other direction, but obviously a very quick runner.
Yeah, he's only rolled into 1 double play. Now he's in a count where he can center in and hit something in the air, which becomes more difficult to get that ground ball double play. 3-1 count.
Turn comes from Johnson. This ball is lifted into center field. Mike Trout is there. Comes over for it. We'll see if it's deep enough to advance the runner. It's Bowers who will hold, and a good throw from Trout keeps him at bay.
Trout did a nice job of getting behind that baseball. And they will press the issue. They will always try to take that extra base. They're not going to be caught in a spot where they have that third out at third base here, though. But still, you see him going back, Bowers, and Trout got behind it real well, had the momentum and the direction to go, make a good solid throw to third base. No advancement.
So for the second straight inning, a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Johnson was able to get out of the jam in the first and trying to do the same here in the second against Cooper Pratt. One of the several top prospects in this Brewers organization. Playing at the major league level. Takes a strike.
This guy's got some size to him at the plate here, too. Really a 761 OPS this season.
Pratt hits it into left field. Up comes Siri for it. Siri's going to see it bounce in front of him, then gets behind him, and a run scores. Advancing to second will be Pratt on the play, and it's 1-0 Brewers.
Straight towards the outside part of the plate. Not a bad pitch, too. He just went down and got it. He was able to lift it in the air. Not hit real hard either.
Bowers is going to score anyway on that ball, but that's still one that Siri now allows Pratt to get over to second base. And 2 more in scoring position for Bryce Terang, one of the best hitters.
Yeah, you don't want to put 2 guys in scoring position for him here now at the plate. That's could have been first and second. Gives you an option of a force out of the bag, too. Now you don't have that option for a guy who runs well, too, at the plate.
Terang walked his first time up. Over the top of the sweeper, 0-2. Johnson just trying to limit the damage. 1 run is already scored here in the second, trying to keep it to just that. against the batter in Terrain, who is way hot, batting .315 with 4 homers over his last 26 games. Driven in 19 in that span and has 2 in scoring position now. Hit towards the gap in left field. There goes Siri back for it. Siri pedaling back, able to make the catch in the inning end. So 1 run scores, but that's it as the Brewers leave 2 in scoring position.
Here tonight, Sunday key for the game today. Going Sandy right. Yeah, you know this movie a little bit too. Under the Sea. Looking for that sinker about sea level, and then you crush it. Mentioned .370 batting average on that sinker for Drowan, so be ready. Under the Sea.
We're in the pineapple under the sea tonight here on SpongeBob Night. Sandy is doing the PA announcements here at Angel Stadium, which is amazing. As Jorge Soler skies one to right field. Churio doesn't have to move much. Takes 1 step, and that's out number 1. See Jose Siri talking with Adam Eaton after he had the error that the ball got behind him, allowed the runners to advance. Now, credit to Ryan Johnson for being able to limit the damage here, but as Siri comes up, this could have been very costly.
I mean, he's talking about how to have your glove in the proper position, because he was going, the way he was going for that base, was he's going to push that ball down. You want to have your glove tied to the, turned to the side to be able to get it and make that quick throw just in case he tries to go to third base. But even I think he didn't get a great read off the bat to begin with. I think the sound off the bat had him, a little bit, he was freezing initially instead of coming right in on right away.
Pretty good sinker goes to 0-2 is Grissom. Yeah, Jose Siri in left field. I mean, he's there for his defense. But made a mistake, fortunately, ends up not burning the Angels. That was an inning that could have certainly spiraled. It did not. It's just a 1-0 game. As Grissom strikes out. Second strikeout of the night for Drowan.
Drowan so far, I mean, because you haven't seen him before. And you can see even the way Vaughn Grissom looked back, trying to just get a gauge on what to be able to see. How do you track the ball out of the hand in the batter's eye? So far, I haven't been able to get a whole good look at him yet, but it's not a lot of pitches thrown as compared to what Ryan Johnson has thrown so far in these first 2 innings.
Joe Adell has been excellent against left-handers as he takes the first pitch away. Pretty amazing that Adell has been able to hit .313 against left-handed pitching this year. That's nearly 100 points higher than what he is against righties. And you have to imagine that those kind of splits that really for the first time in Joe's career he's had that kind of a gap are commanding a lot of attention across a lot of other clubs in baseball ahead of Monday's trade deadline. 1-2. This time of year, everybody is under the microscope, and Adell has performed. 10 for his last 30 with a double, 3 homers.
I'll tell you why. I'm looking right now, seeing the spin he has on his pitches. It's exceptional. Even the ride he has on his four-seam fastball. Until you get a good read for him, it's going to be tough. 96 downstairs. I mean, his slider so far, I mean, his spin rate has been over 2,900 RPMs. That's well above average.
Feels like that's making the fastball play a little bigger, too.
Yep. And the same thing with his curveball. And even the spin on his four-seam fastball and sinker are pretty solid. So sometimes it's not necessarily you always have to be upper 90s. He's touching 96, but it's the ride, the plane of that four-seam fastball, but the spin on his secondary pitches and his deception and his delivery.
Of course, coming from the left side as well. Here's a 3-2 as Adell gets another one foul. Angels looking to get on base for the first time tonight. Here with 2 outs in the second inning. 3-2 again. That time it's strike 3. That's 3 now for Drowan through the first 2 innings. Brewers have a 1-0 edge on top of the Halos. Jackson Chourio, one of the rising stars in Major League Baseball. Players 22 years or younger, hit 50 homers and had 50 stolen bases in his career. In some exceptional company, one of 7 to do that. Chourio takes a look at strike one.
Incredible bat speed, too. Incredible bat speed.
The Brewers knew they had something in Jackson Chourio from the day that they acquired him.
Look at that bat speed there. Now, there is a swing and miss on occasion if you get him out in front. Reminds me of a young Milwaukee Brewer when he first came up. Gary Sheffield had that kind of bat speed. It was scary bat speed. By the way, Hall of Famer in my opinion too, but that's another story.
Chourio tries to hold up, and he could not. That is strike 3.
Got him a chase. Like I said, that bat speed, when he missed that one pitch, expand his zone, he's able to get him to do so on that cutter, and definitely went on it.
So Ryan Johnson gets the first batter out for the first time tonight here in the top of the 3rd inning. As Christian Yelich is the batter here for Milwaukee. First pitch strike on Yelich. Seen some great moments through the years between Christian Yelich, Mike Trout, the battles, the MVP crime on crime that we have seen. Who could forget this? Back in 2019, Trout goes up and takes a home run away.
And the respect for the 2 great ones out there, too. Christian Yelich going, yeah, good job. And then he goes, you know what? You robbed me. I'm going to do the same to you. Left center field, that was going to be a double, maybe a triple for Trout, but Yelich said, I'll run that one down. Both great speed, too.
It was a long run for Yelich to get there. 2 outstanding players and just good men in the game of baseball. This one is hit back Trout's direction into center field. Trout going back for it, calling off Siri. They collide, and Trout ends up with it.
Not quite Downing and Fred Lynn out there, but close to the same spot. And by the way, how perfect was that he hit that ball and Trout ran that down again after just showing that? That's impossible.
Wow, Mike Trout goes after this one. Siri was there. Trout puts his hand out to call him off.
Gets it just before they're going in the glove of Siri.
It's a couple of times tonight, Siri.
See Mike Trout calling for it as a center fielder. That's your baseball. Siri's played a lot of center field, so he's used to being that quarterback of the outfield defense, but Mike Trout is that quarterback. By the way, every time I think of a play like that, right in that spot, I think of Fred Lynn and Brian Downing. Not quite the collision.
No.
That one and the wall.
You can still hear that one. But that's also one. I mean, Mike Trout, it's Mike Trout. He's a center fielder. He's calling for it. You can see him yelling for it. He yells. He's got his hand up. That's one you got to know to peel off. 3-1. And I'm sure that Siri may have another call to the principal's office and have to meet with Adam Eaton in the dugout coming up in a moment. That one is a fair ball down the left field line. It's going to kick around in the corner. Siri will pick it up with a bare hand, and that is a 2-out double.
Fell behind in the count. Eventually had to throw a sweeper. This, remember that first inning we left a few sweepers over the middle part of the plate, and that was against Contreras as I remember. And this time that sweeper right in the middle, he didn't miss it.
So now Ryan Johnson again with a runner on. Having worked out of the stretch where he has struggled this season, facing a good batter in Jake Bowers. Team's leading run producer, second leading run producer, I should say, with 60 RBIs.
It's real interesting when you go back to first at bat for Contreras when he flew out to Siri. He had 3 sweepers in that at bat. 2 of them stayed on the inside part of the plate. He took 2 of them, then he hit a fly ball, just missed it. And this time he got another sweeper a lot of the plate. And that time he rocketed a double down the line. And when you look at Ryan so far this season, when he's given up his hits, most times it's been a lot of the plate he's hit. Living on those corners like that, it's perfect.
Brian Johnson's been much better at home this year. I mean, out there just grazing the edge. Got the strike call. Bowers singled and scored his first time up. It's 2 balls and a strike. Bowers from Marina High School, just up the road in Huntington Beach. It's it off the end of the bat. It's picked up by Denzel Guzman, makes the toss to first, and the inning is over. Mike Trout battling some traffic out in left center field, able to hang on through the contact, and the Angels are behind 1-0. (1982) towards the gap. Lynn and Downing headed towards the gap, and this one at the wall. Freddie Lynn goes up.
Superman flying next to him. What a catch that was.
And then you had tonight, okay, not quite the same, but Mike Trout able to hang on despite the collision. Denzel Guzman will bat.
Just a few years ago, that was 1982.
That 1982 team for Milwaukee, that was the last time they were in the World Series. And they had beaten the Angels to get to the Fall Classic in a series where Fred Lynn was actually the ALCS MVP, despite the Brewers winning the series.
That was an unreal play. An unreal play.
Thinking about that 82 team, I mean, you can make a case, Gooby, that, of course, the 2002 World Series team, greatest team in Angels history. But that 82 team, this one is hit towards the gap in right field. Long run for Garrett Mitchell. He's able to track it down for the out. We're talking Bob Boone, Rod Carew, Bobby Grich, Doug DeSenses, Brian Downing, Freddie Lynn we mentioned, Don Baylor, Reggie Jackson.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, they find a better lineup than that in Angel Lawn.
Yeah, that's as good as it gets right there. And I remember it because growing up in the Philly area, I wasn't a big American League fan, but I was a fan of that team. And I was like, wow, they got every guy to every Slurpee cup I ever had and baseball card I ever had. All one team.
That's it. Come back right to us. There's a lot of MVPs on that team.
Yes.
Darno, who's had just 35 at-bats this year, but I mean, to think that that 82 team had 4 MVPs between Reggie Jackson, Fred Lynn, Rod Carew, and Don Baylor. That's just astounding. Skied to center. Mitchell coming in this time. Top number 2. Comes Jose Siri.
Looking for the first hit of the game for the first base runner.
And Drone has come back with a vengeance. After struggling against the Rockies, he's given up 5 earned in 6 innings his last time out. He has retired the first 8 Angels tonight.
Well, I'm just looking. We got a kind of a real solid view of how difficult it is to read the baseball out of his hand. He hides it exceptionally well, and the ride stays true out of his hand. So he takes that baseball, he just sits right at the back hip, and then boom, it's on you. So he's got good balance, and you haven't seen him before either. So maybe that second time through, the guys will be a little more comfortable against him. But look, you have like 0 time to see the ball out of his hand. It's a pretty good indication. We say it often how difficult it is to hit today, especially with this velo and spin.
Siri hits into the diving Pratt, and just like that, the inning is over. Another 3 up, 3 down. Drone has set down the Angels in order the first time through. E23 day at the Big A, Wednesday, August the 12th, and the Angels taking on the Texas Rangers. First 23,000 fans in attendance will receive a commemorative, one-of-a-kind, limited-release D23 Mickey Mouse bobblehead, plus a limited number of unique golden Mickeys. will be randomly distributed. Visit angels.com/promotions.
Yeah, packed house for that one, too. Packed house here tonight.
How do we get one of those golden Mickeys? I'll be able to find a way somehow. It's like Willy Wonka. You got to get the golden ticket.
I think you could do it. You could do it, Trent.
We're just going to have to open up a lot of boxes. I'd rather open up a bunch of chocolate bars, but that's okay. Ball on a strike to Garrett Mitchell, Southern California product, Orange Lutheran High School.
Talk about a great high school program. Has been for a long time.
In fact, Garrett Mitchell, when he played there at the time, it was on the heels of a guy by the name of Mike Grahovic, who was the longtime coach at Orange Lutheran. He was the baseball coach there. He's actually Garrett's uncle. And if the Grahovic name is familiar to you, it's because Mike's son Gavin was who the Angels just drafted in the 3rd round out of Texas A&M. Hit 22 bombs for the Aggies this past year.
Tremendous, great, really high as far as one of the best hitters in college baseball.
Mitchell sends one Mike Trout's way. Center field, Trout going back for it, is able to make the catch.
Well, Mitchell hit the ball hard twice. Trout just about 110 off the bat that time, too. Trout ran that one down. 2 nice plays out in center field for Trout. Center field there, left center earlier. I think he's enjoying hitting here. 109 and 110 is 2 swings tonight.
Comes home, and that exit velo has been something to watch. He hit already as Laura swings over the top of that.
That's a really solid route that Trout had on that one there. The center field. Especially if the ball hit that hard.
Trout's had a good defensive game.
And, you know, Trent, I was out earlier today just during batting practice. Mike Trout was out in batting practice. He's getting reads off the bat. And that's the perfect time for an outfielder to work on some things. Batting practice, guys are hitting the ball well. Back up the middle, lefties, righties. And he was getting good reads. And you could tell by that. 2 good reads off the bat today for Trout out in center field. Even a guy that's been around for a long time, getting those little extra steps and reads has counted into something really solid so far tonight defensively for him.
What's that tell you? If the 3-time MVP, 12-time All-Star is out there putting in the extra work early, it's a message to the rest of the team.
And that's why you don't have to always be the loud talker. You just want to be set an example for a lot of these young players, and Trout out there doing that. I was in awe watching that today, and he had some really good reads even in batting practice.
Over Zach Neto's direction, he is there for the 2nd out. Had a chance to sit down with Trout a couple of days ago as the part of the Under the Halo podcast, which will be available soon on ABTV. Check your local listings. Should be coming out this weekend. I got to tell you, that conversation was fascinating, hearing just the reason why he wants to be here with the Angels. And with all the trade deadline discussion, and everybody wants to bring it up. And, I mean, he made it very clear in that conversation. You'll be able to hear his words soon, but he told me in that conversation that every year he's always hearing it. You gotta leave, gotta go somewhere else. And for him, it just means that much more to win here. Every time somebody tells him to go somewhere else, he just wants to stay that much more. It almost works in reverse for him.
And he wants that so badly. Each time in spring training, obviously, you think, okay, everyone's always optimistic in spring training. You feel you just got to keep everyone healthy. And now he's starting to see some good arms in the rotation. If you have good arms in your rotation, you have a chance. And so you just got to get more consistency with the offense. And to be honest with you, really, it's come down to the inconsistency with the lineup. And Trout wants to be that guy. And you can see John Mozeliak is the same way. You can see it's something in him right now. He goes, I'd love to be the one to help turn this thing around and get it back to where it was, where the Halos were in the postseason. It felt like every single year up to 2014.
Yeah, you can feel the winds of change here around Angel Stadium. Jose Siri able to make the catch. The Angels down a run. It's 1-0 here at the Big A.
Boy, Shane Droman so far. Take a look at our StatCast feed powered by Google Cloud. We're talking about that spin rate, the RPM so far on his four-seamer today, and his curveball is nasty the way it drops out of the zone. You see where the four-seam fastball, where it starts from, same thing, that curveball is the same plane, then you see the drop at the bottom of the strike zone. And it's really, when you look at that whiff percentage, but his four-seam fastball and a batting average too, but as compared to the sinker, it hasn't been as effective, but so far his four-seamer has been to go along with that combo with his curveball.
Jordan has yet to allow a base runner tonight. Retired the Angels in order the first time through with 3 strikeouts along the way.
See if the guys have made adjustments. See, in this their conversation, how they be able to track the baseball out of his hand. And on that batter's eye out in center field.
But you'd mentioned this earlier too. Facing a guy for the very first time, that first time through, I mean, it's an adjustment for everybody.
It's a huge advantage for a pitcher in that first time through. It doesn't matter how much, video you can see and all the data you've been receiving, but it's all about seeing the baseball at hand. We go back to that great '82 team. Bobby Grich often told me all he's trying to do at first at bat is see the baseball out of the pitcher's hand, and then he makes it. Hopefully he gets a hit the first time,
sure,
but then you get that adjustment where I can track it and pick it up. Again, another guy that I firmly believe is a Hall of Famer too, in Bobby Grich, but that's, again, another story down the road.
Grown a 27-year-old rookie. Added to the rotation midseason, and Zach Neto has the Angels' first hit. He sends it into right field, goes the other way for a leadoff single here in the 4th.
Real solid swing on that one. Fastball sinker. Away, and he stayed on it well. Didn't try to pull it. It's a good level swing here. Perfect view right here as he keeps his hands through that baseball and shoots it to right field.
With about a week to go before the All-Star break, we started noticing Zach Neto making those offensive adjustments, flattening that plane on the swing path, and that was a perfect example of it on that last hit.
That was a real good one there too. He's always going to catch the baseball out in front, but that was off the outside corner and still stayed on that one well. If he's trying to pull that ball, if he makes any contact, it's a short, slow roll to the shortstop.
0-1 on Mike Trout. Neto back in the pickoff toss.
4 stolen base, a couple caught. He's got 1 pickoff. Not easy to steal against either. If you're committed to going against the left, you just got to go on first movement.
It's been a mixed bag for Neto on the base paths this year as he darts back, and that's now 2 toss-overs.
The one thing we notice when it comes to Zach Neto, he usually has that little bit of a hop before he goes.
Neto does not. Mike Trout swings. It's towards center field. Mitchell coming in for it, and on the run, he's there for the out.
A thrill for Mitchell right there. Well, first of all, Trout caught a ball off him too, but he gets the line shot by Trout to him. Getting right from right around the corner here from the Big A.
Mitchell covers a lot of ground out there in center field. That's a play. That's another one for Milwaukee. He's just been banged up throughout his career. A lot of injuries, but Orange Lutheran High School, we mentioned, went to UCLA. Very good player.
I think with Trout at the plate there, if we just saw one more pitch, you would have saw Neto going now. It's a reset now, although it is one more quick throw over to first. Contreras is really good as far as that back pick.
See the signal right there coming from Contreras.
You can almost expect at some point in this at bat, especially with the lefty at the plate, Shawnuel, that Contreras will throw a back pick to first base. That's a big lead there.
Shawnuel hits a ball hard, and that's going to drop into right field. They will hold at second, but that's the second hit of the inning for the Angels. They have something going, 2 on, 1 out.
You go back to that first at bat, Shawnuel hit a ball 106 plus off the bat. It was hit right at Terang at second base. So 2 pretty good swings against the lefty. I love this, the announcement of the players coming to the plate here.
Coming from Sandy the Squirrel. I thought Erica was Sandy. Well, that's the real Sandy doing the PA. Here's Soler on the first pitch. It's a ground ball to Hamilton. He steps on third, toss over to first. And just like that, on 1 pitch, the Angels' first threat is averted. It's 1-0 Brewers after 4. Angels baseball on ABTV is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. by Villa Ford of Orange. Step up to the plate and drive home a winner today at Villa Ford of Orange. And by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. Cooper Pratt drove in the game's only run back in the second inning. Leads things off for Milwaukee here. Top of the fifth inning, 1-0 Brewers. Seeing Johnson fall behind the 9-hitter. Pratt. It's interesting for Cooper Pratt. This is a theme that we've seen with this Brewers organization. He signed an 8-year, $51 million deal. Bottom out, essentially, of all those arbitration years. They did that with Jackson Churio. He got an 8-year, $81 million deal. And Luis Lara, who's also in the lineup, he got a 7-year, $30 million deal, as this is going to be a leadoff walk to Pratt, who's on, as Bryce Terang bats. But for all the young talent in this Brewers organization, they found a way to lock these guys up. They've committed a lot of money. It's a big risk, but they've locked these guys up for a while.
That was a blueprint for the Cleveland Club for a lot of years when they had all those tremendous players, and they would lock them in. When you're in somewhat of a small market, that is the best way to be able to keep the young guys around and give yourself the best chance to win a World Series.
It's been a long time coming. I mentioned before, last time the Brewers were in the World Series was 1982. They've never won it.
I think this might be their best shot, especially if they can land another arm. I mean, they have a lot of young pitchers in their starting rotation. We mentioned how good their ERA as a team, but you have a lot of young pitching. They might need that one extra starter, and they know who they really want. They have the guys to get that starter.
They have the best farm system in Major League Baseball, and Pat Murphy, who's been the manager of the year the last 2 years, got swept in the NLCS last year. I mean, Milwaukee has been to the postseason each of the last 3 years. 7 of the last 8 seasons the Brewers have been there. Terang takes a strike.
How much of a momentum shift do you have already here? You had first and second right away. First pitch to Slared, ground ball double play. Then you have a leadoff base runner here for Milwaukee. That's, when we talk about momentum in a baseball game, when it goes the other direction, it's really important for the pitcher on the mound to make some good pitches.
Pratt on the move. Fly ball center field. Trout going back for it. This ball is still going. Trout at the wall. He looks up and it's gone. The momentum swing has gotten stronger. Terang with a 2-run blast, and it's 3-0 Brewers in the fifth.
That's some impressive opposite field power, too. Very, very impressive. 16th home run, 68 RBIs from your leadoff spot. Gold glove defense, great base runner. And the lift he had on that one, 35-degree launch angle, 102 off the bat. Going 398.
Now Jackson Churio bats as Trout gave it chase, but runs out of room. For Ryan Johnson, this is now 12 home runs he's given up this year, and this is 9th start. That has been an area that he has needed to improve upon, keeping the ball in the yard. Churio hits one to center field, right center field, diving forward as Adele. He can't get there, and that's going to be a single. So the first 3 Brewers have reached here in the fifth. 2 have already scored, and that's going to get Fermin going in the Angel bullpen. As Mike Maddox makes the walk out, how about we take a quick drive from Hyundai?
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks, gotta run. Okay, bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
First 2 times through the order, we saw Ryan Johnson get into some trouble, but get out of some trouble. Able to limit top 5 scoring team in baseball to just 1 run, but now this 3rd time through, the 2-run homer from Terang and then that single by Churio.
And that pitch a little bit off the outside part of the plate. So it wasn't in the zone. Terang got a pitch in the zone and hit it out to center field.
There have actually been some interesting numbers on Ryan Johnson, who's actually been better the 3rd time through, because he's really only faced the 3rd time through in starts where things have gone pretty well for him. Tonight so far, it looks the other direction. Angels now down 3-0 for Christian Yelich. He goes after the first pitch. Mike Trout goes back for this one, another one. This time calls off Siri. Siri holds off, and Trout holds on.
About as busy as I've seen Mike Trout at in center field all season long. We're still only in the 5th inning.
See the numbers for Ryan Johnson, those first, second, and third times through. I mean, that third time through, Ryan Johnson's actually been pretty good. Really good. Now William Contreras bats. He had the double back in the 3rd. This time is called. Called by Contreras, the batter.
It's always a good idea at that point. You might as well follow through and throw the ball, not stop in the middle of your delivery.
Plate umpire Carlos Torres just stepping back. Late on the pitch timer. Pitch from Johnson. It's down and away. We were talking before, Gooby, about the Milwaukee Brewers and their postseason success of late. It's kind of a perennial playoff team and the chances they have this year. I would think one thing that Milwaukee has to get, you mentioned the pitching, especially Woodruff is down. They've had a lot of pitcher injuries. It's hard to win in the playoffs when you're 30th in baseball in home runs.
Yes, I mean, because it's tough to bunch a lot of hits together because you're facing number 1, number 2 starters in the postseason. I mean, if you can get on base and steal, that could give you a better shot. But you don't get many opportunities to get guys on base. So you got to have a few guys in your lineup that can hit a mistake on occasion. On occasion, you'll get a mistake. And that's when you got to capitalize and hit it out, like Terang was able to do there with his at bat.
Now 3-0 to Contreras after the mound visit. He swings 3-0, the greenest of lights, but he missed it.
That was off the plate. Already pitched number 88 coming up for Ryan Johnson. He's had 7 counts with 3 balls in the count. 7 batters, I should say, tonight.
He's had 2 walks, make it 3 as Contreras is on. Second walk of the inning for Ryan Johnson, and now Kurt Suzuki has seen enough. So Suzuki is going to take Johnson out of the game here in the 5th inning. Brewers have scored 2 in the frame and threatening with 2 more on, just 1 out. Angels baseball on ABTV is brought to you by Hyundai. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event deals so right they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Sunday SoCal Hyundai dealer. By Jack in the Box. Jack's new Philly-style bonus Jack combo. Shaved steak, grilled onions and peppers, and melty cheese starting at $5.99. And by StubHub, a proud partner of Angels baseball. Beautiful night here in Southern California. Beach week at the Big A. The Angels out chasing 3 runs. It's 3-0 Milwaukee as Jose Fermin comes into pitch, replacing Ryan Johnson. Fermin has
the way Drouin's been throwing the ball, this is so important to be able to just go out and get a couple quick outs here. Can't let this get any bigger, this lead for the Brewers.
Fermin has been excellent of late. We saw last 16 games a .48 ERA.
That slider at time worked. It almost looks and works as if it's a splitter. You know, sometimes it go down and into a lefty, or back up and go just a different direction depending on his arm angle he's throwing it.
This ball is hit very well to right field, and that ball is absolutely smashed. 19th of the year for Bowers, is a 3-run homer. And just like that, the Brewers extend their lead to 6-hit.
Yeah, for a team that doesn't hit a lot of home runs, not the case in this half inning. Mentioned not giving up any more of a lead here. Now you look up and now 6-0 for Milwaukee. The SoCal kids are doing some damage.
Marina High School's Jake Bowers.
It's that back up slider again that stays in the zone. You talk about getting some leverage behind it. Almost 110 miles per hour off the bat. That's why it's going 424.
Mitchell on the first pitch goes series direction, goes over his head. Mitchell will go into second base standing up, and back-to-back extra base hits. And that's the third time tonight Garrett Mitchell's hit one nearly 110 miles an hour off the bat.
So he's at 109, 110, and 109. Well, they had the day off yesterday, too. Milwaukee came in and found all these Orange County SoCal kids got a chance to be at home with their family.
Siri was breaking in on that one as that one caught some steam, and he had to change directions quickly and couldn't get there.
Well, that is impressive how hard he's hit the ball today.
Gets over to Shonowell, and you mentioned the local players. I mean, you talked about Bowers and Garrett Mitchell. How about the locally brewed talent on this Brewers team? Bowers and Trevor McGill, their closer from Marina. We mentioned Mitchell from Orange Lutheran. Joey Ortiz, Pacifica High School, Terang, Corona, Santiago High School. Christian Yelich, we know, Thousand Oaks, Westlake High School. I mean, that is a ton of talent from SoCal represented on this Milwaukee team. And they are hitting the ball hard tonight, 10 times now. They've seen an exit velo over 100. 3 of them coming off the bat of Mitchell alone.
And now you're seeing them, in the first inning or so, they were patient, working some at-bats. Now they're really getting in attack mode to first pitch.
The Angels have their work cut out for them tonight. Ryan Johnson, first few innings, was able to get out of a lot of trouble, but could not do so here in the 5th. For me, with the 2 inherited runners, they both score on the Bowers 3-run shot. Now Milwaukee has a runner 90 feet away. Hamilton's 0 for 2 tonight. Here's the 1-2 from Fermin. Hitting the right field. Joe Adell goes back for it. That ball's carrying, and on the run, Joe Adell gets there, crashing into the wall. But a big inning for the Brewers. They put 5 on the board in the 5th, and they have a 6-0 lead. Let's take a look at our key player profile here, bottom of the 5th inning with Vaughn Grissom leading things off. It's interesting, Gooby, the numbers that Grissom has put up this year. 46 runs batted in, 3rd most on this club. He's striking out, the 3rd lowest strikeout rate at 15.3%. He's hitting the ball very hard, 4th in the team in exit velo, and he's done all that with just the 7th most at-bats. The production the Angels have gotten from Vaughn Grissom has been pretty impressive, really, for the first time in his career.
Trey, I love the fact that he's hit the ball really well to right center field. You remember that grand slam he hit in Detroit at Comerica Park? The right center field, that's a big part of the ballpark there in Detroit. And he hit that out for a grand slam. There's a lot of power that way. He's got some pull power. You look at where you feel him, another base hit there, another rocket once again for Vaughn Grissom. He's a guy that could play a number of positions. Does he have one position? Is he going to settle in them? Maybe, maybe not, but because he can play first, second, and third, and the way he's swinging the bat, that ball was over 105 off the bat. There's a lot to like about Vaughn Grissom.
And to think he's only 25 years old. I mean, that's the other thing. At one time, a top prospect in baseball. We know the story by now. The return in the Chris Sale trade. It didn't work out in Boston. He's getting his first real full opportunity this year now, finally, here with the Angels. And he's put up the numbers. And Gooby, I think that, not for nothing, he's driven in 46 runs this year, and he's struck out just 40 times.
Yes.
If you're going to drive in more runs than you're going to punch out, that's usually the sign of a pretty good player.
And he's hitting fastballs, he's hitting off-speed pitches, hitting breaking balls. Some good things to see all around for Vaughn Grissom. And he's out working hard every day. Whether he's working on his fielding or he's working, hitting the ball to all parts of the field.
0-2 on Adell he takes. With Vaughn Grissom, I know it's been a tough week for him. While he's hit the ball very well, he had the one play over at second base that routine play he should have been able to make. He didn't. He knows it. Everybody knows it. But continues to get right back out there working the next day. And you're right. He's able to play first, second, or third brings a lot of value to the organization.
And I'm just looking at some of his numbers. When you look at his batting average and slugging percentage versus breaking balls, which is a very difficult thing to do on a consistent basis. 309, and he's slugging over 500 versus those pitches. We know he can hit a fastball.
Adele goes foul. Hamilton is trying to pick it up, but third base umpire Nate Tomlinson says no. Just as you look at the trade deadline, and there's going to be tough decisions that have to get made of who are players that the Angels want to keep and build around, who are players that you end up dealing because the return is going to be so great. You look at Vaughn Grissom as one of those names that not a lot of people across baseball are talking about. You're not seeing Grissom a lot in rumors, but you think of a player that can contribute at the major league level. At 25, Grissom might be a player that could be impactful.
Yeah, when you can see that you mentioned a number of different positions he played, but when he hits the ball as hard as he has on a consistent basis, because he's getting an opportunity to play.
Something he's never really had before this season. 2-2 on Adele. There's strike three. Fourth strikeout of the night for Drone. Second time he's been able to punch out Joe Adele.
Unusual, too, for Joe Adele to just crush his left-handed pitching also. Especially left-handed pitchers' fastballs. And that was a sinker, a pitch that has been hit pretty hard this season.
Brings up Denzel Guzman. Could be a little bit earlier. We were talking about all the Orange County players that Milwaukee features, and the Angels have kind of leaned into that a bit as well. They did in the last draft. Jared Grimlinger out of Huntington Beach High School, first-round pick. Adam Grahovic, whose cousin is Garrett Mitchell out in center field. He was the third-round pick out of Texas A&M, and the Angels trying to put a fence around Southern California.
I think it's a great idea. When you think about all the talent out here, I mean, we often say it's going to be a challenge here is high school baseball is almost like college baseball out here. It's that good.
Yeah. This is won by Denzel Guzman. This ABS review powered by T-Mobile.
It's a big swing in a bat from a 1-2 to a 2-1. Especially when you got to fight your way back in the game.
Guzman trying to take advantage of that 2-1. Sends a ball deep to right field, up out the wall, and it's gone! Denzel Guzman after the challenge. Challenges drawing a 2-run homer, and the Angels on the board of the fifth.
Love that swing, too. Right center field, just like we were talking about with Vaughn Grissom. That is a really good swing. That's the first home run since we've seen in a long, long time in which he's gone that way, in that direction. He's got that type of power. The equalizer, Denzel Guzman.
Denzel Guzman's first home run since the Sunday before the All-Star break in Minnesota. He was in a 4-for-29 coming into this game, 4-for-30 before that at-bat. It's his fifth of the year. Diving stop made by Hamilton, and he's able to get Travis d'Arnaud as it takes Bowers to the third.
Really love this swing here for Denzer here, too. Pitch outside part of the plate, stayed on it. And he crushed that out the other way. That's the kind of power he has. 102 off the bat, too. And that was an off-speed pitch he hit out the other way.
Denzel Guzman's first home run of the year at Angel Stadium. All the other homers have come on the road. 3 in Sacramento, the 1 in Minnesota, and that tonight the opposite way.
It's a good response by the offense. Gets you right back in the game now. Still down by 4, but you still feel you made that challenge right back to Milwaukee.
Speaking of challenge, to go from 1-2 to 2-1, I mean, for the 22-year-old, in that situation, to call for the challenge is one thing. To get it right and then take advantage is a good sign.
There's been a few other ones we were wondering when he was going to, because he's been dealing with the challenges for a while. you know, in a minor league player, you're going to do that for the last couple of seasons. So he had a pretty good idea, and then he could center in on his own. And he was centering on something away, obviously, and he went the other way with that approach.
I think it's a little tougher, though, for a younger player.
Yeah, because you don't want to be wrong. You
right.
feel in your mind you don't want to be wrong, even though you probably have a better idea of it, especially early in the season when it came to the challenges.
That time he uses the challenge and takes advantage of the two-run homer. Prevents a shutdown inning from drawing.
That's a good 3-1 swing there from Siri. That was that sinker. It's been hit. He had a good swing at it. Might have to deal with a slider now, though.
Siri fouls back that slider. Mentioned for Denzer Guzman's first home run of the year here at Angel Stadium. First of his career here at the Big A. Congratulations to him on that. Here comes the 3-2. Siri takes it, and that's ball 4.
And now you have Zach Neto coming up. One swing in the bat, all of a sudden you're way back in the game. He had a good swing his last time up.
We were talking momentum before, and the Angels had not had a threat for a while. And then they had 2 on with 1 out. Soler hits into the double play. The Angels unable to capitalize. And then you get to the next half inning, and Milwaukee puts 5 on the board. Now for the Angels to get 2 back, trying to get that momentum pendulum to start to swing back the other way.
And you know Zach Neto's looking for a first pitch fastball, too.
And now a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly-style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
I might have that on the way home tonight, Trent.
All right, sounds good. I'm in.
Yes.
One of those
I was
Munchie
going
meals?
by it again, you know, on Wednesday. I was like so close to going. Yes.
Just save a couple tacos for me.
Yeah.
1 on, 2 out. Top of the order up for the Angels, and Zach Neto, who singled his last time out.
You know how much damage Neto could do on the first pitch. First time up, he got a fastball. The next time up, first pitch was not a fastball. He hasn't got a lot of first pitch fastballs in a while.
Well, the book is out on Zach Neto, but as teams have made the adjustment, now Neto has himself. This time he does go after the first pitch. It was a cutter for strike 1, foul.
Last bat, good swing the other way, too. You remember that was a pitch a little bit off the outside corner, and he hit it real hard to right center. Usually when guys get locked back in, it's their ability to hit the ball the other direction and then bring something in or inner half. He'd love to get that 20th home run. It's been a while since he's hit a home run to get to that point where he'd be 20-20 again this year.
Takes that curveball away. Angels with 2 runs in the inning off the bat of Denzer Guzman, the 2-run homer. First career blast here at the Big A. Way inside, 2-1.
So he's throwing a cutter, curveball, now 4-seam fastball. He's guessing along with him right now. It feels like he might try that cutter again. Try to slide it off the plate.
Brewers with some action in their bullpen as Mike Trout waits on deck. Rowan's next pitch will be his 70th. There were 2 outs in the 5th. It's Grant Anderson who's starting to stir. Neto swings through that 3-2.
That was that cutter. He has exceptional spin rate on all his pitches. Even his cutter is way above average.
Three-two payoff to Neto. That's strike 3. He's down on strikes for the second time here in this game, but the Angels get 2. Denzer Guzman gets the Angels on the board. An oppo shot. So the Brewers lead 6-2 after 5. Cooper Pratt leading things off in the 6th inning for Milwaukee after they batted around and put 5 on the board in the 5th. It's Jose Fermin back out there. He goes first pitch. Sinker for strike 1. Pratt's been aboard twice. Drove in the first run of the game. That was back in the 2nd. It's 6-2. Gooby, this has been a game where we have seen the ball hit extremely hard by both sides. And it's one of the hardest hit ball games in baseball this year. There have been 16 balls in play that have come off the bat at 100 miles an hour or more. That's the 4th most through 5 innings of any game in MLB this year. And it's the most of any Angels or Brewers game through 5 innings this year.
Nice warm night. This comfortable swings. That's all you can think of as far as the batters in the batter's box.
And there's strike 3 as Fermin gets a strikeout to start off this 6th inning. Hey, join your Angels for every Saturday night home game and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for a list of Saturday night fireworks. They do amazing fireworks shows here at Angel Stadium. There's a splinter to second base, picked up by Grissom over to Shonowell for the second out.
Nice play by Grissom on that, too, on the backhand. Knowing how well Tran can run down the line, too. A lot of that hard work he puts in. Shatter the bat.
So after Turang had hit the 2-run homer to really get Milwaukee a cushion in this game. He's retired on the first pitch, so Fermin back out. And getting the final 2 outs in the 5th, but gave up the 3-run homer to Bowers and a double to Mitchell. Settling in now. Facing a standing hitter in Jackson Chourio.
I mean, you look at, we've seen it, especially when you look, we haven't seen Milwaukee quite some time. It was early in the year last year that they have some guys that are up there hacking with some real good bat speed too. That's why you see that exit velo the way we've seen so far in the night.
Back to back at 97 from Fermin, and it's 0-2. Since the Brewers went to the National League back in the 1998 season, they've only been to Angel Stadium now 5 times. Slider in the dirt. So there's not been a ton of chances to see Milwaukee, though now you see everybody every other year.
When the Halos open up in Milwaukee next year, that'll be nice and comfortable outside. I know it's a dome, but you still have to walk outside to get to the bus.
Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Fermin. 9-pitch frame, but the Angels are down 6-2. All right, time for a little flashback here, and we take you to July 31st, 2005. Benji and Jose Molina taking Randy Johnson deep in the same game.
Was that Matsui out left field too?
So, Randy Johnson was 41 years old. He would go on to pitch 4 more seasons after that one. That's amazing. This day in Angel history, the Hall of Famer.
I was seeing Jeff DeBannon there too in the dugout. But Matsui was in left field there.
Yes.
For the Yanks. Former Halo himself.
I was going to say before he found his way out west. Here comes the 1-0.
Anytime you'd be able to hear Blue Oyster Cult, go, go, Godzilla. For Matsui, it was always a good day.
Ball and a strike on Mike Trout. No, I'm just here for the cowbell.
See if Trout can get a hold of one here.
Is it bad that when you say Blue Oyster Cult, all I can think of is Christopher Walken and Will Ferrell?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's all.
More cowbell?
That's it, more cowbell.
Yes, got to. Just don't fear the Reaper. Come on. You're all right.
Trout's 0 for 2 tonight, but has hit the ball well. And that time he strikes out. Or check that, it's strike 2. Forgive me.
That's
Break
that slider with that good depth to it. He's already thrown that a couple different times now. A 3-2 count. He's going in with slider.
Time a little check swing. It's over to Bowers. First down of the inning.
That's just good pitching right there, Trent. Gets a slider. 3-1, not fully committed to it. And then he's thinking, okay, slider's coming right back. Instead, gets a four-seam fastball, runs it in. That's pitching. We talk a lot about their pitching and what their ERA is, but they have that pitching lab. They've had that for years. And it's been a successful thing for a tool for the Milwaukee Brewers, how they've been able to stay competitive against some of the big market clubs. And the reason why is because of that pitching and what they've done in their pitching lab. It's been outstanding. When we talk about Corbin Burns and that cutter,
yeah.
When he threw his bullpen sessions exclusively in that pitching lab for a while when he was with the Brewers.
I mean, it was one thing to make Mike Trout have a swing like that once in an at-bat, but to do it twice. And you bring up the pitching lab, and that's something that the Angels invested in out in Tempe, Arizona, trying to get this organization back to a similar level.
Well, you look at the number of pitching prospects the Halos have now. It's at the highest point we've seen in a long, long time for the club.
And George Clausen has been really good as of late, and Sean O'Well.
Lewinsky, a bunch of these young pitchers have been outstanding. We're seeing one on Sunday, by the way.
Absolutely, and Walbert Urania. That's been one thing about
that slider, by the way. Whew. Yeah. Mention how good it can be. 6 whiffs with it already.
It's been well documented, the struggles the Angels have had this year. There's no denying that. That being said, what Mike Maddox has done in the development of Detmers and Soriano and now a 22-year-old in Walbert Urania has been very exciting.
There's a lot to like about Grayson Rodriguez finding that last time out. And even talking to him today, they're going to challenge here. This is going to be super, super close.
It will be a strike.
Wow, that's about as close as you can get, and it's called a strike. Just barely touching that.
ABS review powered by T-Mobile. Brewers get a challenge win.
That's 7 swing and misses on his slider. He was that slider again in 4 strikeouts. But developing arms gives you a chance to be successful for a lot of years. This is why this club, Milwaukee's been right there. When they're not necessarily be able to get the big free agent bats in there, but they've still been able to be very, very effective because of their pitching lab and what they've done with their pitching staff.
Second best ERA in all of baseball the Brewers have this year. Pat Murphy's got a good team.
That'll help you win back-to-back manager of the year awards.
Yes.
Pitching helps.
Yeah. Helps to have a Corbin Burns. It helps to have Mizorowski slated to pitch on Sunday. Soler trying to get his first hit tonight. And he's rung up. Hold third strike. Soler doesn't like it. And that's how the inning comes to a close. Back-to-back strikeouts for Drowan and the Brewers have a 6-2 edge. Angels baseball on ABTV is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Nightfall upon us here at Angel Stadium. Angels trying to climb back down 6-2. It's a very good team in the Brewers. Top of the 7th inning, Jose Fermin back out.
So far, Yelich has been really aggressive, swinging at the first pitch.
And there you go. And on the first pitch, he has a rocket single. Opposite field, and that's a leadoff knock.
Still runs well also. He's got 8 stolen bases, only been caught once.
Brings up William Contreras, who's been aboard twice here tonight. Had a double, walked and scored back in the 5th. First pitch, Contreras is low.
Good job by Travis d'Arnaud keeping that in front. And first game back since what, May 6th. Can't believe how quickly he came back.
For sure. And you were thinking that that could be a lengthy injury for Travis d'Arnaud, who we really didn't see a whole lot of him early in the year. I mean, coming into tonight, he'd only had 35 at-bats. Runners on the move, and that's going to come out of the glove of d'Arnaud on the exchange, and that's going to allow Yelich to take second base.
It's part of the game for the Brewers. It's something so far in this game they don't do a lot of, and that's a couple home runs in an inning. Now a base hit, and now a stolen base.
Trying to get that transition.
It's a huge jump, big lead. I don't even know if he has quick on the transfer, he has a shot there.
Contreras unable to hold up. It's ball and 2 strikes. The runner in scoring position, nobody out. Pitch from me, just low. Angels now with a couple of veteran catchers in Travis d'Arnaud and Tyler Heineman.
He's trying to time Fermin here too, Yelich. Might be on the move.
2-2.
Nice job of varying the look back there for Jose Fermin. That's always the key with a guy at second base, is this vary your look. One time, look back once, next time twice. I know with the pitch timer, you're not allowed to hold on to it too long. As long as you vary that look, you'll stop them.
First base side lifted foul. Could be a 1 or 2. I mean, and who knows what's going to happen in the next 72 hours of this trade deadline and who's going to end up where. But if the Angels are in a situation where some younger pitchers are being added to the mix, the value of having veteran catchers like d'Arnaud and Heineman could prove to be very important for their success.
Yeah, no question. Because then you have a guy, behind the plate. You feel comfortable as a young pitcher that the sign they're putting down, that they're going to be able to block some of your pitches in the dirt. They're just going to be able to keep you calm. You don't have to think too much out there. Just go out there and deliver your pitches.
It means 2-2 is cut on and missed. Strike 3, and Contreras goes down.
And that's that odd slider every once in a while, backs up. If it's upstairs, it could be effective. And that's what it was there.
There's the first out of the inning for Jake Bauers, who last time up hit a massive 3-run homer. And he did not miss. Crushed. That part of a 5-run 5th inning. This swing here, 3 of the 4 runs, the difference of the game right now.
Yeah, that was a slider rate there. That one, it backs up.
First batter Fermin had faced, and now he gets another chance against him. Luke Murphy getting up in the Angels bullpen. before he makes his major league debut. 26-year-old called up today.
Pretty good pitch. Changeup. Didn't throw a lot of them. A little below the zone, though.
Get a closer look there. We see it. So 2-1. Now the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Next pitch will be the 30th from Fermin.
A lot of innings and outs out of the bullpen. The off day yesterday helps out a little bit, but
certainly
a lot of the starters have been going 5-6 innings max. That's a lot of outs they got to get. Could have won all 3 games against the Astros. By the way, the Astros, they're rolling right now.
Well, there they are, an 11-2 win for Houston today against the Texas Rangers, and right now that battle for the top spot in the American League
place now.
I'm sure we'll talk about that and some of the other happenings across Major League Baseball when you can stick around for our 7th-inning stretch. It's being brought to you by Hyundai. So don't miss that. Nothing in 1 now to Garrett Mitchell, who's hit the ball very hard tonight.
Yeah, 109, 110, 109.
That'll play. A 1 to Mitchell, and another swing and a miss, strike 2. Nothing official yet, but there are some reports that Minnesota Twins are acquiring starting pitcher Dean Kramer from the Baltimore Orioles. Kramer, who had a bit of a run-in with Pete Alonso the other day, and that time that's going to lock up Mitchell as he takes a called 3rd strike.
That's a good run to it at 98. A sinker. Starts a little bit off that inside corner at the hip of a lefty and brings it back in the strike zone.
2 on, 2 out now for Luis Lara. Fermin could finish this inning. It would be 2 2/3 from the Angels right-hander. Eating up some innings, and the Angels with 2 runs on the 2-run homer from Denzer Guzman back in the 5th, trying to climb back in this game. There's Guzman.
Real solid swing he had there, right center. First home run in this ballpark for him.
Runners on the move. Laura's little tapper is over to first. It's going to be picked up by Shonowell, and he applies the tag, and that's how the inning ends. So now it is time for our 7th-inning stretch, brought to you by Hyundai. Take a look at what went on in Tampa today. How about Montgomery and Murakami, each with 2-run homers. Murakami first, able to lift that one up and out of the yard. And then Colson Montgomery smashes this one at the trop, to the top of the trop. Got all of it as the White Sox were able to get that 6-1 win. Then we take you to Atlanta, where Michael Harris hits a 3-run homer. The Washington Nationals, now Braves, have an 8-game lead over Philadelphia thanks to Harris' 20th home run of the season for the Atlanta Braves. And what a night it has been across Major League Baseball. Angels hoping that they can get some power and get some comeback action here tonight.
Denzer Guzman, a real good swing there. You know, Vaughn Grissom is swinging the bat well, so hopefully an opportunity to get some guys on base for a team that doesn't give up a lot of runs in Milwaukee, but you never know. Got a good chance to get some swings going here. Hopefully this half inning, the Halos can find a way to score some runs.
Angels trying to get that momentum going here on SpongeBob night. Yeah, you like the threads we got on here. Maybe the Angels can get some runs when we return. They're down 4. Bottom of the 7th after this. Look at the upcoming schedule here. 2 more games against Milwaukee this weekend, and the Angels on the road. They go to Baltimore for 3, and then it's off to Miami for 3 after that. And check out Angels games all season long on ABTV, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
It's pretty interesting to see who's on that Baltimore and Marlins teams by the time Halos hit the road to both those cities.
Well, there's going to be a lot of shuffling across MLB. We'll see. Of course, the Saturday Night Fireworks tomorrow as Grant Anderson comes into the game to pitch for the Brewers. Bottom of the 7th inning, Angels chasing 4.
44th game already. Fastball 92, 95 will go a sinker, slider, and changeup.
Drone was pretty good tonight. Really just the one mistake.
Really, really good. I was impressed with his spin rate on all his pitches.
6 innings, so the Angels just 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 7 tonight. Ryan Johnson, the Angels starting pitcher, gave up 5 that were charged to him, and 2 on the base paths. Fermin came in before the Bowers 3-run homer. Those 5 earned on 6 hits and 4 1/3. Walked 3, struck out 3. 2-0 Hackett is Grissom, and now it's 2-1.
See how much that run is on that sinker.
Popped up right field. In comes Churio. Down number 1.
He had a pretty good pitch to drive there too. Just missed that one.
So with Joe Adell coming up, hey, be sure to come on out to the Big A with the Diamond and the Gridiron colliding Sunday, August the 30th with Joe Adell football jersey night. Or afternoon, I should say, for you be for one of the first 25,000 fans to take home your very own Joe Adell football jersey, courtesy of San Diego County Credit Union. Visit angels.com/promotions. Adell takes strike 1. SpongeBob night a success here at the Big A. Great crowd on hand, 43,720 for the 12th sellout of the year for the Angels. Dell, who normally fares well against left-handers, struck out both times tonight, facing Drone, and now the righty, Anderson. It's 2-1.
Looks like though that sweeper slider too. He'll throw the sinker in. He backs it up going away with his breaking ball. Another good pitch to drive there too, and he just missed it. And a couple sinkers in this inning so far, and he's gotten away with.
Dell had that stretch where he was in an 0 for 24. He's come out of it strong. He's 10 for his last 32. 3 homers and 9 RBI in that span. 3-2. There's strike 3. So that's a 3rd time tonight Joe Adell has gone down swinging.
Tommy Wilmer, a 4-seam fastball after a sinker earlier.
Denzer Guzman brought in 2 runs with 1 swing. His last time up in the 5th. This time he's had an RBI at home since the end of June. Had driven in just 1 run his previous 20 games.
He's played some really, really good defense at third base. So it's good to see that bat coming alive to life here now.
Yeah, that's the thing with Denzer Guzman. You love the defense. And I think most folks, especially in the game, can see the projectability in the bat. And it's just kind of starting now for Denzer Guzman.
Yeah, there's a lot of power. It's not, you know, you look at him, he's kind of wiry thin, but he's got real good power.
Just now starting to get a little bit more comfortable at the major league level. We saw him
potential's there to get more and more bat speed, more and more power too, as he fills out more so.
But the defense plays now. And we saw that big home run earlier. I mean, opposite field power as well. 2-2. Guzman, one of the young talents to watch here for the Angels. Trying to identify what that next chapter of Angels baseball is going to look like and what kind of role Denzer Guzman could have in that. As he hits a fly ball to center field, it's Mitchell underneath it, and the Angels go down in order in the seventh. It's 6-2 Milwaukee through 7 here at the Big A. Welcome to the show, Luke Murphy. To make his major league debut right now. The sixth Angel to do so this season, getting the call from Double-A straight to the major leagues, and he gets the opportunity now facing the Milwaukee Brewers.
Love what he's doing right now. Just take that deep breath, allow everything just to relax there in his muscles, to just be able to attack that strike zone. And Vanderbilt, you know, that's a great program. A lot of tremendous pitchers over the years from there.
Murphy at 26 years old, first pitch in the major leagues. He's a cutter in. At the Double-A level this season, he's given up just 3 earned in 38 innings. 1 single home run. Murphy had 18 saves and 20 opportunities. Down in 2A after getting a chance in AAA last year, as Erica Weston had talked about earlier, struggled in 3A a year ago at a hard reset. And now has made his way to the major leagues. Fly ball to series his first out.
First out, love it. Got an ERA now. Now he can breathe a little bit. He's still trying to take that deep breath. I mean, you can only imagine that heart just pounding, the butterflies, the energy.
Greatest day of his life, he said, getting that call. He's coming to the major leagues. 96 on that last fastball.
Was he? No, I thought he was way. Stepped away because he touched his hat. He was thinking the same thing behind the plate. Was he challenging that or not? It was close. A couple young players right here facing off here.
1-0. That's in the third. Erica Weston has more for us on Luke Murphy.
Well, yeah, just to dig in a little bit more on how he got the call a couple of days ago. Obviously, you get called into the manager's office, right? He said it was kind of an awkward silence. They were waiting for more people to join the phone call that was happening at the same time, and they looked at him and said, well, what'd you do? Obviously made him feel a little uncomfortable before they delivered the great news to him, but really cool. He said he went out to celebrate with the boys a little bit, and now he's here. Got lots of family in the house tonight, too.
What a thrill for this entire family.
Outstanding. And here he is facing a very good team in the Milwaukee Brewers. Working against Cooper Pratt.
Good fastball there. Some life on a 96. He has that breaker ball. That's his wipeout pitch. He's got him in a spot now. He could try to get that first major league strikeout.
Two, up and away.
That's one of those ones you're really amped up, you overthrow.
I was just saying, you think he wanted that strikeout right there?
Oh, yes.
Here's the 3-2.
Every pitcher always remembers that first punch out in the major leagues, and it's something you'll always feel special when you get that.
Cooper Pratt, the young shortstop, just called up a few weeks ago. 3-2, and that's going to be ball 4. Now going up against Bryce Terang, who had a 2-run homer earlier tonight.
Pratt can run also, too. at first base. Let's see him on the move too early.
He's got 9 bags in 6 weeks.
Big lead.
Cutter down and in. We were talking about the home run that Bryce Terang hit. This off Ryan Johnson. Ball just kind of kept going. Hit it well. Not much Mike Trout could do about that.
A lot of his family and friends had to be pretty excited here at the ballpark tonight.
Terang from Santiago High School, Corona. Just up the 91 freeway, one of 5 kids. Worked so hard to get to this level, and big piece of Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. He's having a real good year.
Power, speed, tremendous glove.
Runners on the move, and there's a strikeout, the first of the career for Murphy, and in there safely is Pratt, but Murphy has his first ever. Swing and a miss, I should say. It goes to 2-2.
Another stolen base for the Brewers.
Two balls, 2 strikes is Terang. That's he's in there safely. Upstairs. Churio waiting on deck. And there is ball 4. So just off, and now Terang is on.
It's a little below the strike zone.
To bring Mike Maddox out to the mound to talk to him. And now, while we have a moment, a quick word from Kia. So with Luke Murphy out there making his debut wearing number 72. Cactus Jack used to wear 72 back in the day. That Christopher had it as well a couple of years ago.
I always remember Carlton Fisk wearing that number 72. That's what I always remember.
Yeah.
When he went to the White Sox after being 27 with the Red Sox.
Not a lot of 72s in the major leagues. This spring training number. And Murphy in the show now. After getting the first batter, he faced Hamilton to fly out to left, back-to-back walks, and now dealing with an outstanding hitter in Jackson Churio. Murphy looks back.
Perfect pitch right there. Great spot. Did a nice job of burying his look back to second. There's a ton of speed on the bases here now for the Brewers, and they've already been aggressive stealing bases. A couple more tonight.
Nothing in 2 to Churio. Churio struck out twice already tonight. Murphy. Churio gets a piece. One for 4 so far in this game is Jackson Churio. Another 0-2 offering from Luke Murphy. .96 just off.
Yeah, another 96-mile-an-hour fastball there. Good spot, though. Just missed off the outside corner. Now you have options. You could try that break a ball off the outside corner, or you could try even run a fastball in.
1-2 again.
There it is.
And there's strikeout number 1 for Murphy. Churio is going to have to make him work for it a little longer and wait.
Really, really close, though. Really close.
ABS review powered by T-Mobile, and there you go. Luke Murphy, strikeout number 1 comes against Jackson Churio.
Pretty good one to get. Keep that tonight. Baseball right there. Get it certified. First major league strikeout.
Yeah, take that ball, get it the sticker, and a souvenir. There you go. Erica's going to keep eyes on that to make sure that's all official over there. Way to go.
That's why I'm here, Trent.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Very official.
Yes. Christian Yelich bats now. 0-1. Again, 0-2.
That's a good life on his four-seamer.
Yelich able to tap that one to stay alive here with 2 on, 2 out. And the Angels bat in the home half. It's 8-9-1 due up, and Darno, Siri, and Neto. The Angels try to climb back. 6 outs to work with. Trying to keep it at 4. Murphy.
Ooh, that's a good buzz on that one, too. It's a little off the inside part of the plate.
25 pitches for Murphy here in this 8th inning, the first of his major league career. 1-2. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brewers scored 5 of their runs back in the 5th inning. It's a ground ball over to second. Grissom makes the throw to first.
Congratulations to Luke Murphy. Great job there. First career punch out, puts up a 0. Now you can breathe a little bit. Have some fun.
Angels baseball on ABTV is brought to you by Easton & Easton. Injured in an accident? Let our family help yours. And by the OC Healthcare Agency, your mental wellness resource. Luke Murphy.
Yes.
Making his debut, gets some hugs, puts a 0 on the board. The 26-year-old rookie making his debut tonight, and a handshake, high fives all around, and can feel good about what he did tonight.
Look at your first major league strikeouts against Robinson Churio. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, that is a tremendous young player that he punched out for his first major league strikeout.
Wade Meckler is going to pinch it here for Travis Darno to lead off this bottom of the 8th inning. Angels needing some runs. They're down 6-2.
Keeping with that local flavor here with the Mac.
Yes. Esperanza High School.
How great of a feeling that must be for Luke right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just standing in that dugout, say, well, first of all, I'm in the show, and I put up a 0, and I got my first major league strikeout.
Meckler fouls it back. I mean, I can't even imagine. Last year, he finishes this season with an ERA of 9.33. I mean, his time in AAA was about as bad as it could get. And he took that time to reassess, added a couple of pitches to his repertoire, knew he had to work on himself and get himself better and right. Goes to 2A, and now tonight, nearly a full year later, up in the major leagues, that hits Meckler. Now the Angels have their leadoff man on.
Well, that got him. That's got him right in the leg, too. Trying to walk it off. Not easy to do so. Sweeper, right in the inside part of his knee. Oh, tough spot. By the way, going back to Murphy too, that's the thing. If you have confidence, you can succeed in anything. And now he has the confidence. He's built that up at Double-A this year, and you can see it on display here at the major league level.
Yeah, that's a big smile on the 26-year-old's face on a job well done. And now the Angels trying to win tonight. They're down 6-2, trying to get things back on track, but you look for the little moments, and that was a big moment in the life of Luke Murphy.
It's amazing how you could breathe this a little bit different right now.
Yeah.
When you go out there, you see him try to take those deep breaths just to make sure that his muscles and everything is relaxed as much as possible, which is not easy to do.
Josh Lowe is going to hit for Siri. One on, nobody out. We're batting just a tick over 200 this year. Angels trying to get to Anderson. Could not in the seventh. They retired 1-2-3. Eckler back safely.
I feel like in this arm angle, a little better shot as a left-handed batter against Anderson.
Lowe with a little flare back behind shortstop, and on the run, Pratt is there for the first out. So he brings up Zach Neto. They call him Big Papa. First 25,000 fans Friday, August 14th against the Royals receive a Zach Neto t-shirt courtesy of Picari Sweat. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info. And a birthday present for my partner.
Yes.
Pat Murphy makes his way out to the mound, and it's going to take Anderson out of this ball game. Top of the Angel order is up with 1 on, 1 out, down 4 here in the 8th. Drowan earlier tonight, very, very good for the Milwaukee Brewers. 6 innings of 2-run baseball.
Yeah, we knew he could spin that slider really well. Same thing with his curveball. His four-seam fastball, really, really effective. We know that sinker has been an issue for him, but his four-seam with that ride he had, his backdoor and his curveball, very, very impressive. One walk with 7 strikeouts and 86 pitches through 6 innings of real solid pitching.
The only blemish was Denzel Guzman's 2-run homer, and now Abdul Uribe comes in his 4th year with the Brewers. Excellent last season, very good again this year for Milwaukee, and he'll come in to face Zach Neto with Mike Trout waiting on deck. Angels have 1 on with 1 out here in the 8th inning, trailing 6-2.
You're talking about a power fastball, 96 to 100. There's a sinker and a slider. About 71% of the time, first pitch fastball. It's a firm fastball, and Neto likes to hit hard, firm fastballs first pitch.
Hasn't given up a run in any of his last 15 appearances. Neto would love to change that right now.
Wow, he threw him a first pitch slider. That reputation of jumping a first pitch fastball.
Yeah, that is echoed across all of Major League Baseball. Strike 2. Uribe has pitched to a sub .7 ERA over his last 25 appearances.
Well, you're looking at the reports. He could rushed up there to 100. And he's throwing 2 sliders in a row.
He's got every pitch at his disposal now. That was at 100, but it missed low.
Might be coming right back to his slider now.
Neto a little bit late, goes to right field. It's Churio there for the second out.
Tied him up enough on that fastball running in. Had him looking slider and threw him a fastball instead.
I mean, when he was able to start that at bat, first pitch slider for strike one, it just tipped everything his direction.
Because then you're still, even though you're kind of looking slider there in that count, you have to always think and react fastball because it's thrown that hard. You don't have a lot of time to react.
Here's Mike Trout. Fastball for strike one.
Good career numbers against the Brewers. We talked about that in the opening. So far, looking for that first hit.
Mike Trout close to a .390 on base percentage since returning from his stint on the IL over the last 16 games. Trying to get on base here. Just missed the slider. Here comes the 1-2 to Trout. That check swing, he got a piece. Able to stay alive.
Very similar to that sequence when he went after a break a ball, not fully committed to it. Then he got a fastball, the next pitch inside. What if they go right back in on him at a fastball?
That time, Mike Trout swings and misses strike three after the leadoff hit by pitch. Next 3 in a row, sat down. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jersey memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Angels, the official source for your Angel gear. Sam Bachman comes into pitch for the Angels. They're down 6-2 in this game. Wade Meckler now in left field for the Angels with Tyler Heineman, the new catcher, into the game. So Meckler committed pitch hit. And it's going to be William Contreras, the batter. Here in this top of the 9th inning, Angels chasing forward. 6-2 Brewers here in the opener of this 3-game set.
One nice job by Luke Murphy, though. The first major league experience, get that shutout inning with a punch out.
First pitch in there for a strike. If you're wondering, well, what's Sam Bachman doing pitching down 4 runs here in the 9th inning? He hasn't pitched since Monday. You don't love using one of your high leverage guys in a situation like this.
If you're trying to get Sam Bachman back on track, it's been a couple tough last couple outings. Build confidence back, especially with his slider. Throws that a lot first pitch.
Ball Ball's hit well to center field. Mike Trout on the run is there for the first down. Busy night for Mike Trout out there in center field.
That's another crush baseball. That was 106.6 off the bat.
Invite you to stick around after the game tonight for Angels Live postgame presented by Kia.
Would that be Sandy and Patrick?
Yes. Yes. Erica Weston and Tim Salmon. Mentioned Trout busy tonight. He's had 5 putouts. That's the most he's had all year. Strike one to Bowers. They haven't all been easy either for Mike Trout. So had to do a lot of running and a lot of avoiding collisions tonight. Chopper to Shonowell is able to scoop it up off the shoelaces, and that's the second out.
Good job charging that, too. If he waits back for one more hop, that's going to be a real tough play.
Garrett Mitchell bats, couple of hits tonight.
Still rushes it up there good. 97, 99 for Bachman. Really good changeup. You know his slider is his go-to pitch.
For Bachman now, that the 10th pitch here in the inning. You'd love to see a quick, efficient inning for Sam Bachman, not knowing what the rest of the series could present in terms of needing a high leverage arm. Pitching in a low leverage situation. Trying to get back on track and just haven't not thrown since Monday. Of course, there was the off day yesterday. Now Heineman's is going to go out and talk with Sam Bachman. Quick conversation.
I tell him right now he's going to be swinging 3-0. Make a good quality pitch here.
We know Mitchell can hit the ball hard. We've seen that plenty already tonight.
That's why he dropped the slider in there.
No get it in there fastball.
Yeah, there's no, we mentioned many times, there's no fastball count at all anymore.
That one misses down and in. So Mitchell is on. 2-out walk. Luis Suarez to bat. You have to wonder, too, what some of these high leverage, end of game arms are going to look like moving forward. You know, Chase Silseth has already been traded away. Names you hear all the time. Bachman's been a name that has popped up in rumors. Ryan Seffershan has been very good. His name's popped up in rumors. Though Ben Joyce, the Angels flamethrower, is on a rehab assignment at AAA, has been making a lot of progress lately. Pitched again last night, and he could be back at the major league level very soon. And you see what Luke Murphy does tonight. Maybe Murphy gets some of those opportunities.
I mean, it'd be fun if just as a pure baseball fan to see Ben Joyce get up here maybe by Sunday. With Mizorowski throwing his average fastball at 100.6, been touching 106 himself. And Ben Joyce had 105.5 mile an hour fastball. And Tommy Edman punched him out.
That is heat on heat. I mean, and Joyce has been like around 103 on his rehab assignment.
he's had so many pitches over 100 miles an hour himself. He's been 101 almost every pitch lately.
Runners on the move. It's Mitchell. That comes out of Hannah Heineman on the exchange and the transfer.
Three more bags today for Milwaukee, even 110 on the season.
Yeah, Mitchell got such a good jump there. I mean, he could have just walked to second base. Eighth stolen base of the year for Garrett Mitchell. 2-2. Wayne. And you wonder, too. I mean, as we don't know what's going to happen to this trade deadline, but if some of these bullpen pieces, some of the high leverage guys end up in a different spot, some of these younger guys are going to get opportunities now the rest of the season, and you got to find out what they can do. Keeping an eye on the bigger picture as this is going to be ball 4. So back-to-back 2-out walks now for Sam Bachman, and all of a sudden that pitch count is starting to climb. He's at 19, and Mike Maddox is going to go chat with him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just he's got to keep that focus after you get 2 outs like that, and then all of a sudden now back-to-back walks, and that pitch count gets up, and you have 2 more games against a very good Milwaukee team, and you want to see Sam Bachman back in there, but now those pitch count jumping up quickly.
Just curious to see, what Sammy Natera might be able to do late in games. Jose Fermin, he came into a tight spot tonight with 2 on, and then he gives up the 3-run homer to Jake Bowers immediately. Between Fermin, and Murphy, and Natera, and some of these other younger Angel relievers do. And their development is so essential as they try to earn a spot for next season and beyond. Hamilton bats with 2 on and 2 out.
Keeping that front shoulder in for Bachman so important. You see how that can fly open on him on occasion. Still run on that fastball, 96. Mentioned he could touch 100.
Hamilton hitless so far tonight.
I think that's exactly what Mike Maddox went out and said. Hey, be afraid to use your fastball.
One. That's down and in. And Bachman, after getting those first 2, has struggled. Walks Mitchell, walks Laura. Now behind 2-1 to David Hamilton. This is a ground ball. It's going to be picked up by Neto. Makes the throw to third. A collision. Guzman applies the tag.
That's those instincts, Trent, by Neto. He knows he has no play at second or first base. With that speed going down the line, quickly throws over. And Guzman has to apply a tag because he's far enough at the base to have an opportunity to step on the bag. Good play all the way around by Zach Neto. And going back to our Hyundai key for the game today under the sea. Guzman, his first home run at the Big A. Showing that power, that fastball above sea level, drives it out the right center field. 2-run blast. Look at that look, saying, yeah, got a hold of one. Grissom had a good swing himself. See if there's a comeback in the Halos here in the 9th inning.
On a night where there hasn't been a ton to smile about, you've seen it from Denzer Guzman. Meanwhile, Trevor McGill comes in to pitch. Another Southern California product, born in Long Beach. Marina High School, Loyola Marymount. Now he works. He's the closer for the Milwaukee Brewers, an all-star a season ago.
LMU then, huh?
Yes. Also was a very good basketball player in high school. Big, 6'8". Nolan Shonowell has a hit. That was back in the 4th inning.
Another power arm out of the bullpen, 95-99 curveball slider.
So a non-save situation, but the Brewers closer in the game. Up 6-2. It's on Nolan Shonowell and falls behind. 2 balls, no strikes, does McGill.
How often you see managers bring their closers in with a 4-run lead, even though it's not a save situation.
Didn't get a whole lot of chances in San Francisco either, where the Giants took 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee on the last series. Shonowell taking. McGill hasn't pitched in a week. A non-save situation, but he's got to get some work in, and doing so in front of some hometown fans as Shonowell lifts one into center field. Mitchell calling off Churio. It's the first out.
He's missed that one. A little bit higher launch angle than normally you see from Shonowell.
Jorge Soler bats. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout tonight. Hit into a double play back in the 4th inning. Didn't see Soler on Wednesday. On Tuesday, he had a pretty good game. 2 for 3, had a double in that one. And it's good to see that. He was 4 for his previous 48 before that. Ball and a strike to Soler. There's 2 outs left for the Angels, trying to make up a 4-run deficit against the team with the 2nd best record in baseball.
And you can see why they've played so well. We saw it on display. Really good pitching, very good base running, and even a couple surprise home runs hit by the Brewers that are giving them now. Getting close to that 100 mark, right at the 100 mark now as far as home runs on the season.
Yeah, 2 tonight. So they hit triple digits. They're the 30th team to reach triple digits in homers, but now for not being a home run team, they do so much else so well. Get on base, run the bases.
And now they got, with 3 bags today, they got 110 stolen bases on the season.
Two.
Yeah, we talk about their on-base percentage. They, 9 hits in the game, but they also walked, 7 times.
And a team that has the 2nd best ERA in baseball. And they feature some outstanding arms. Drone was good tonight. Ground ball backhanded by Hamilton. Skip forward to first, and Bowers picks it up for the 2nd out. Jacob Mizorowski, scheduled for Sunday, and the Miz at the big game should be a treat. Going up against Walbert Urania, you're talking about best pitcher in the National League against arguably the best rookie pitcher in the American League.
It's going to be fun to watch that one. If you're a hitter, not so much fun.
No. Jose Soriano slated to pitch for the Angels tomorrow. Soriano
looking for his 10th win of the season.
And a lot of people have been asking, there have been so many scratches. Freddie Peralta was scratched by the Mets tonight. Casey Mize scratched by the Tigers. Would Soriano still make that start? By all accounts, that is the plan, is for Soriano, at least according to Kurt Suzuki pregame. Angels now down to their final strike. Ochi to Grissom, strike 3, and just like that, the ball game ends. Angels get beat by the Brewers 6-2 on night 1 of this 3-game series.
Yeah, there's some power on display. Terang and Bowers, big swings as part of that big inning where they scored 5 runs. Toyota player of the game, Jake Bowers, a local kid, 2 for 4, single, 3-run home run. walking a couple runs scored. Some solid defense also when you look at his picks over at first base. All around, a really good game for Bowers and the Brewers again tonight.
Milwaukee scores 6 runs in the game tonight. 5 of them came in the 5th inning, and that was enough. A 4-run victory for the Brewers over the Halos here on this Friday night. We'll be back for the wrap after this. Well, a tough SpongeBob night here at the Bay. Angels dropped their 4th in a row in this opener of the 3-game set with Milwaukee. 6-2 the final from our partner, Mark Gubiza and Erica Weston. My name is Trent Rush. Thanks for being with us. Stick around for our Kia post-game show coming up right after this, where Erica and Tim Salmon will have the coverage for you to put a bow on a tough night for the Angels here at the Big A.